Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tom Petter, and I've been involved in the Interurban Railway Museum for a long time. There was a man who was over our service division, and he took me to meet a retiree who had been long with the company many years ago, but he was still very vivid, about 85 years old when I met him. And he made a reference to something. He said, if you want to save something from the old days, you need to go save that statue of Daddy Strickland. So I didn't know what the statue of Daddy Strickland was, and I had two ladies. One was over an archive at TP&L, another was over an archive at DP&L, and they went to looking for it. Colonel Strickland died in 1921, and about 1924, one of them called me. She said, I think I found what you're looking for. And what she sent me was a picture of this. And this was a monument that was erected by these employees honoring J.F.Strickland. It stood in the elevator lobby of the Interurban building until the abandonment. After that, it disappears, and it next appears over in the Dallas Power and Light Company building. The bust got taken off of the stone. The stone got sent to a salvage yard, and the bust disappears after a while. And I did succeed through another friend in the company to find the disposition of the stone. And I went to go ahead and find it, and I did. And I got a price from the guy to go ahead and buy the stone and to move it here to this museum when we were ready for it. I approached my wife and I asked her if I could go ahead and do this, and she looked at the pictures that I had, and she said, is that something you got to do? And I responded, yes it is, and she said, go do it. So that's how we got the stone, and that's how we got this process underway. But the thing that made it so amazing to me was that it had his name, of course his birth date, which in a lot of publications you'll find is wrong, and then here's his death date. But it was this: he was our leader and friend. And I don't really know of too many CEOs of companies today that you would go ahead and find your employees making a comment about them like that. But the more I read in old writings and old obituaries and so forth about this man, that's how he was. If you were a drunkard and didn't solve your problem or work on it, and if you were a theft, stole stuff from the company, you had a problem. But if you really had trouble in your family, you needed help and so on and so forth, he was very available, and he made himself available, and if he could help you, he certainly would. And he had tremendous loyalty from his employees, as you can see from this monument. This monument was actually created somewhere around 1924. And like I say, today it lives in the Interurban Railway Museum here in Plano, and it has a good surrounding. This was where the bronze bust, and this was a David Edstrom bust. And this is where they used the crowbar to just pry it off of the stone. They weren't interested in keeping the stone. They just wanted to go ahead and keep that bust piece, which they did. And then there was a senior vice president at Dallas Power and Light Company, and he was inquiring what I was working on, so I told him about this project and I couldn't find the bust. Well, the bust was hidden under a desk in an old storeroom on the 19th floor of the Dallas Power and Light Company building. And in all likelihood, when all those properties were disposed of later, if that had still been underneath that desk, that probably would have gone in one of those dumpsters along with the rest of a lot of stuff out of that building. But we were able to save it all and put it back together, and here it is.
Thank you, Tom.
Well, I don't know how good that was, but take a look and see if it accomplishes what you wanted.
I think it most certainly does.